Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, like I always say, welcome to the channel. Today is Wednesday, December 28th, 2022, and I hope that you're all doing very well and that you had a great holiday weekend. In today's video, I would like to share with you the biggest and most important lesson that I have learned in 2022, and I'm just going to jump right into it. The biggest and most important lesson that I have learned this year is to rely on and depend on myself for my own happiness and only depend on myself for my own happiness. And the seeds for this lesson that I learned this year were really planted last year, but it was this year where things finally started to really move me in that direction to get to a place in my life, a place of peace within myself and with myself and love of myself to where I am in that place of being able to rely on myself and realize that I am enough for my own happiness and my own inner peace. And I would like to share with you a little bit about not so much how I got there, but what I used to rely on for my happiness, and obviously what I rely on now for my happiness, which I've just discussed, is myself, my own self worth, and my own perception and my own love of myself. So, and I've talked about this in previous videos before, but I haven't really touched on it too much. I've touched on it just here and there, but in this video, I'm gonna really focus in on it and give you guys a more complete picture of how things were versus how things are. So, prior to this year, I relied exclusively for my own happiness. I relied exclusively on the relationships that I had with others and how I felt other people felt about me. That is what dictated and drove my entire self worth. And on any given day, whether I was going to have a good day, chances are what was going to ensure whether I had a good day or a bad day was how I felt certain people felt about me. And it wasn't until I started to have some really transformative experiences last year, mainly the impact trainings, the quest training, and the summit training, and a couple of external experiences outside of training, both professionally and personally, that have molded me into a person who no longer relies on others as a source of my happiness. I'd like to also talk about, as an extension of that, as an extension of relying on myself for my happiness, a byproduct of that is I am now somebody who is able to be completely honest with the people in my life without fear. And without fear is the key phrase there because I've always been someone who is extremely honest and forthright and forward with people. However, I always had a little bit of fear attached to that and associated with it because I was always afraid of losing something with someone, whoever it was in my life, and losing that relationship, that friendship, whatever the connection might have been with a particular individual, a friend, a family member, a colleague, a coworker, whatever, would impact my self worth and my happiness and the overall view of myself and how I would feel on a particular day. And I I've mentioned in videos in the past where the closer I had been with people, with certain friends in my life, the more afraid I would be to lose those friendships. Not because I didn't trust those people, but because I guess it would be better if I explained it this way. I have a very bold and authentic and affectionate style, I guess I could say, when it comes to how I deal with people in my friendships and other relationships in life. And there are a lot of people that particular style doesn't work for. And there are people that are able to tolerate and accept that part of me, those parts of me, and my personality. That's a very big group of friends that I have, people who are able to accept my authentic nature, my affectionate nature, and really my boldness that I carry myself with. And I'm very, very grateful for every single one of those people that do that and not only tolerate it but accept it. And those people are a real blessing in my life. There are those who I've come across in my life that are far fewer in number, who not only tolerated and accepted all that I am and all that I bring to the table as a friend, but have also seemed to thrive off of my what I bring to the table and have clapped back and sent it right back to me, delivered it right back to me in pretty much the same way that I've sent it out to them. And those people, like I said, that's a much, much, much smaller, tighter circle of people. And those people were very few and far between, and they do not come often. And when I find someone like that in my life, I used to be very, very afraid of losing those people in particular, because those people are so few and far between. Those people that really just seem to get it. And I've been fortunate and blessed enough to have several of those people in my life, and I it, it's been an honor to have people like that in my life. However, I now realize that I was relying on those people for my happiness, and it created sometimes some situations with friends that maybe were a little bit sloppy or awkward, and maybe made it sound like I was just paranoid or didn't trust or something, along those lines, because I mentioned in videos before, I would be apologetic. I'd be over apologetic if I felt like I overstepped a boundary or crossed a line. And even though people would say, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, I just would just always have it in the back of my mind, like, I cannot lose this person or these people, because what do I do without them? What do I do without them? Most people, as I said, a lot of people have accepted me for who I am, but far fewer than that have actually clapped back. And again, it's those people that I really was most afraid of losing. And the closer I was with somebody, the more closely intertwined my self-worth was with those people. And I've been through experiences this year, as I mentioned in the last year, really, of both professional growth and personal growth and all kinds of different experiences that have led me to a place of self-love and self-trust, and the ability to, as I said, look within myself exclusively for my happiness and for my peace. And again, keep cycling back through different things because this is important. That has, as an extension of that, I have been able to, I would say probably in the last nine, it was definitely, or it was way earlier this year, of course, but for the vast majority of this year, I've been truly able to conduct myself honestly, without the fear of rejection, without the fear of overstepping boundaries, without any of that. And it's definitely made for much healthier friendships and relationships. It's definitely made me feel better and made me feel like I have really become a more complete version of myself to be able to be my true authentic self without the fear. Again, I've always been very authentic and very honest and very truthful and bold and forthright, but I've always just had that lingering fear, and it just wasn't it made things more complicated than they needed to be. And I'm confident that what I'm saying is resonating with a lot of people who are watching or listening to this. And that's one of the reasons why I'm making this video, is to possibly, to not only to share my own experience, because that's part of what this channel is. It's exclusively what this channel is about, is sharing my life experience from various angles, but also to reach out to other people and let you know that, whatever if you're going through something similar, you're not alone. And I don't want to really assume things or speak for many other people, but I'm willing to bet that most of us at one point or another have relied on our relationships with other people for our happiness and for our inner peace. And some people move move through that and find it on their within themselves, and a lot of people don't. It goes back to that the advice that we all hear, like, oh, don't worry about what other people think. And I respect what other people think. I respect and cherish other people's opinions and their relationship with me and their perception of me and all of that. However, I've moved past the period of my life where I've been afraid to be my authentic self, where I've been afraid of the I've moved past the period of my life where I've been afraid, where I was afraid of losing other people in my life or losing people in my life, and being so afraid of, well, what's going to happen to me if I lose these people or this person, or it just that part of my life is over. And it's because I've had experiences in my life in the last year that have really tested my love of myself and have tested how I choose to move through challenges, and has just tested me immensely as an individual. And I grew through those experiences and became something that I've become stronger than I feel I will ever have to be, which is a very, very amazing feeling and a great position, in my opinion, to be in. So that's that's the biggest lesson that I've learned this year. It's the most important and most powerful lesson I've learned this year, and probably the most important and powerful lesson I've ever learned. And I'm really, really excited to move into 2023 with this new perspective, with this new outlook on myself and on life and on things in general, and to see how that will augment and complement the things that I'm trying to do in life. And it makes me very, very happy to look at the person that I have become this year and the person that I'm going to be in the future. So that's really all I wanted to say today. So thank you all very much for watching. I love you all very much. I appreciate every single one of you. Every view, every like, every comment, every subscription, every share means the world to me. And I will continue to make videos like this as I continue my journey through life, of course, and will definitely keep you all updated on any milestones that I reach in my professional and personal journey. And right now I'm going to film my December recap video. So thank you all again for watching. Love you all, and I will see you all in the next video.